Hello, my wise elders. Welcome back to this great channel. Have you ever found yourself sitting quietly, maybe just before sunrise or late in the evening, and asking, how did my life unfold this way? Not from sadness, but from that calm honesty that comes with growing older. You look back and realize that the tiny decisions you made or avoided slowly shaped the life you're living today. And the surprising part is that none of those choices seemed important enough to matter in the moment. By the time you reach 80, the mistakes that hurt you the most rarely arrive with noise. They don't knock loudly. They creep in gently, softly, slowly, until one day you notice that a bit of your peace, your health, or your joy has slipped away quietly. You may have felt it yourself. A small bodily change you dismissed, a subtle emotional gap growing between you and people you love, a habit you kept because it was easier, or a feeling you buried because facing it felt unnecessary. Those tiny shifts carry more power than anyone ever told you. And when you enter this delicate, precious season of life, where each day feels meaningful, you finally see that the smallest mistake can create the biggest change, not suddenly, but gradually. But here's what matters most. You are not helpless. You're not too late. And you are not trapped. Because once you become aware of these quiet mistakes, truly aware, you can stop them from shaping the chapters ahead. You can preserve your independence. You can protect your dignity. And you can still enjoy the beautiful years before you with a heart that feels steadier, lighter, and more peaceful. That's exactly why this message is important. Not to frighten or shame you, but to help you recognize 7 unnoticed mistakes that slowly drain joy, purpose, and well-being at 80, and how to stop them before they take root. These mistakes aren't dramatic. They're everyday, ordinary, and often invisible. And it's very likely that you or someone close to you has already made one without realizing it. Before we dive into them, I want you to do something simple. Type, "I'm here" in the comments. This isn't for me. This is a promise to yourself. A quiet commitment that you're ready to take charge of your aging journey with clarity, wisdom, and courage. And while you're here, subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Tips, your safe community for insight, support, and understanding as you walk through the stage of life with strength and confidence. Now, let's talk about the first silent mistake. Once you understand it, the rest will make much more sense. You know those moments when you stand up too quickly and the room shifts slightly? You grab the edge of a chair or table and think, "That's strange." Then brush it off. Imagine it happening again and again. Still mild, still easy to ignore. Then one day you rise the same way you always have, but your foot doesn't land where you thought. Your knee feels unsteady. The dizziness lasts a bit longer. And before you fully process what's happening, you're on the floor, a place no one at 80 should ever end up. That's how it begins. A quiet signal from your body asking for attention. What most people don't understand is that at 80, the tiniest physical change carries more weight than it did at 40 or 50. Your body doesn't bounce back the same way. Healing is slower. The immune system reacts differently. Your balance isn't just physical. It's tied to hydration, nutrition, and even minor infections. A bit of dizziness, a shift in appetite, unusual tiredness, or a small ache. None of these are just old age. They're gentle alerts. But many seniors push these signs aside, not because they don't care, but because you've lived through bigger storms. You've endured worse pains. You've survived harder days. So you say, "It's nothing. It will go away." I don't want to disturb anyone. But ignoring these signs is a mistake that slowly steals your strength. Not dramatically, but quietly. So what do? You don't need complicated routines. Just pay attention. Jot down how you feel daily. Let someone check in with you. Speak up early, even if the issue seems small. Because early awareness prevents big problems later. And when you begin listening to your body, you'll realize something. Your body isn't trying to frighten you. It's guiding you, gently, long before it ever has to shout. But physical changes aren't the only silent danger. The mind whispers too, and sometimes even louder. Think of this. You once enjoyed a morning walk. The fresh air, the movement, the routine. Maybe the weather changed or your knees felt stiff, so you skipped one day, then another. Soon staying inside became easier. Days pass, and suddenly you realize you haven't spoken to anyone. No neighbor, no friend, no passing hello. That's how isolation sneaks in, not with sadness at first, but with quiet, and silence grows heavy over time. People underestimate loneliness. It affects more than emotions. It affects memory, focus, energy, motivation, and even how long you live. A quiet home can slowly quiet the mind. Your mood dips. Your interest fades. You get more tired. People sometimes call isolation peace, but too much quiet can harm the heart and brain. It chips away at purpose and joy. But reconnecting doesn't require crowds or big gatherings. Small steps matter. A weekly phone call, a community visit, a faith meeting, or even a short conversation with someone nearby. These small interactions feed the spirit. They remind you that you still matter, you're still seen, you're still part of the world. Isolation affects the mind, but the next mistake touches something deeper, the heart. Think of an old memory you've held on to, an argument, a hurtful moment, a disappointment. It sits in your mind like a sealed box in an attic. You don't open it daily, but its weight is always there. At 80, emotional burdens feel heavier, not because the memory grows, but because your body doesn't process stress the way it once did. Stress chemicals linger longer. Hurt stays longer. And instead of fading, the impact drains your energy, raises your blood pressure, tenses your muscles, and steals peace. Many believe forgiveness is a gift to others, but at 80, forgiveness is a gift to yourself. It's not saying they were right. It's releasing what no longer belongs in your heart. You don't need dramatic reunions. You can write a letter you never send, sit quietly and acknowledge the feeling, or simply decide, this memory will not steal another day from me. Emotional wounds drain you, but the next mistake drains something even more valuable, the mind itself. Maybe you used to enjoy crosswords, books, or stimulating conversations. Then one day you told yourself your mind isn't the same, so you stopped. You put the book away. You skipped the puzzle. You avoided the conversation. Slowly, the once curious mind becomes quieter, not suddenly, but bit by bit. The brain is like a muscle. It strengthens with use. Without stimulation, those tiny pathways responsible for memory and clarity fade. Mental inactivity speeds cognitive decline. But keeping the brain awake doesn't require anything difficult, just gentle challenges, a small puzzle, a few pages of reading, learning a small new skill, or light conversations. Talking alone keeps the brain active. But even an active mind can't protect you from the next mistake, the one that affects your everyday independence. It starts with skipping a walk once because of tiredness or weather, then skipping again. Then a week passes, then a month. Suddenly, standing up feels harder. Your legs feel heavy. Your steps become shorter. Stillness weakens the body quickly at 80. Muscles soften. Joints stiffen. Blood flow decreases. That morning stiffness or breathlessness are quiet requests from your body for movement. People misunderstand exercise. No one is asking you to run or lift weights. Movement at 80 is about small, consistent activity, gentle stretches, slow walks, breathing exercises, or light limb movements. Every bit of movement tells your body, I still need you, and the body responds. Movement protects independence. But independence isn't only physical. Pride plays a role too. Imagine reaching for something high or bending to pick something up, feeling your knee warn you, but forcing yourself to continue because you've always managed alone. You've lived a life with strength, responsibility, and resilience. Asking for help feels like losing independence. But pride can lead to injuries, and injuries at 80 are serious. The truth is, asking for help belongs independence. Support saves your energy. It keeps you safer. It allows others to show love. Tools like walking aids or grabbers aren't signs of weakness. They're signs of wisdom. And finally, the seventh mistake, the one most people don't realize until it's too late, has nothing to do with the body or mind. It has everything to do with purpose. You wake up and the room is quiet. Too quiet. No plans. No tasks. No small responsibilities. Just empty hours. When purpose fades, life begins to feel passive, as if you're just existing instead of living. Purpose isn't for the young. It's essential for everyone. It fuels emotional strength, sharpens the mind, improves physical energy, and gives each day meaning. Purpose doesn't have to be grand. It can be small: watering a plant, reading something uplifting, a short call, a simple task, a prayer, helping someone in a tiny way. These moments give life shape and direction. When they fade, days blend together and life loses color. When all 7 mistakes blend: neglecting your health, isolating yourself, holding on to emotional pain, letting the mind go idle, avoiding movement, refusing help, and losing purpose, your final chapters can shift quietly without you noticing. Aging is an emotional journey as much as a physical one. It reminds you of your victories, losses, joys, and time past. It brings pride and sorrow. But none of these mistakes define you. Awareness defines you. Strength defines you. Wisdom defines you. These 7 mistakes are not accusations. They're guidance. If even one feels familiar, this moment is your turning point. Take one small step. Stretch, hydrate, call someone, read something meaningful, sit in the sun, tidy a drawer, anything that brings intention back into your day. Your story is still unfolding. The last chapter hasn't been written. You still have time to shape your days with courage, gentleness, and meaning. Today we explored 7 quiet mistakes that steal joy at 80. Mistakes hidden in routine, fear, and silence. But every one of them can be reversed with awareness and small, steady steps. Now tell me, which mistake resonates with you or someone you care about? Your experience may help someone else recognize their turning point. Leave your thoughts below. Thank you for spending this time with us today. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned and how you'll apply it in your life. Your comments inspire us to keep going. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Tips and share. Your support makes it possible for us to continue creating content that informs and uplifts. We appreciate you watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.